Hello everybody, how the devil are you? This is Sirhc, and this is a different kind of video than we normally do. Is the channel changing? No. It's still gaming related, but it's a different type of video. Instead of the usual type where we play games and talk nonsense, this one is going to be a bit different. How is it going to be different? Well, it's going to be different because this one is still a loose review, but for a game that doesn't fully exist yet. Doesn't fully exist? Well, what I mean by that is exactly that. I didn't answer your question at all. Well, you guys are very vocal today, but because I love you, I'll go a bit deeper. What I mean is, by doesn't fully exist, is that this is a video for a Kickstarter game. Now, it's very much a work in progress, so they don't even have a playable demo yet. But there's a lot of good stuff out there, and I wanted to somehow cover this game, so I thought I'd do this little review slash preview about the game. So I'm going to go into it a bit further now, but the name of the game is The Untold Legacy. What exactly is The Untold Legacy? Well, in the creator's own words, The Untold Legacy is a Zelda-inspired action-adventure game set in the diverse world of Lumia. Now, what does this mean? Well, if you permit me to go off on a little bit of a tangent here, I'd like to go into a little bit about what inspired by X game means. Now, there are a few subcategories here, so I'm going to break it down a little bit, firstly into the positive and negative sides. I'll start with the negatives. Clones, copycats, and cash grabs. Okay, so these ones are all fairly similar, so I'm going to cover them off together. Generally speaking, what happens is somebody or a team of people come up with a new game that's fresh and creative, and people love it, and it achieves mainstream success. And this unleashes a cavalcade of imitators looking to jump on board the money wagon. These games are usually put together very quickly and very cheaply, referencing the character or the title of the game, they're inspired by a game, just enough so that people will either mistakenly get it, or get it thinking that it's going to be more of what they enjoyed from the first game, but really they're just shelling out money for a pale imitation. But there are other types of games that use the inspired by label as well. Positive ones. These ones I'll call melders, love letters, and expanders. Now, these ones are a lot more different than their negative counterparts, so I'm going to go through them separately, starting with melders. Now, what I mean by melders are games that take their inspiration and then combine it with another type of inspiration. For example, taking a puzzle game, putting in RPG elements, and creating a brand new style of gameplay out of those existing ones. Then we have love letters. Now, love letter games are basically games that take the inspiration from another game and then seek to evoke the same feelings and the nostalgia from the main game. And this can either be in references to, or just using the gameplay elements from the game that they're inspired by, and they're generally put together with a lot of love, a lot of care, and by actual fans of the existing property. I've even covered a perfect example of this in some of the other videos we've done. Love letter games can also be crafted by the same teams who created the original, but I'm not going to go too far into that because that's another rabbit hole and that's not what this video is about. Lastly, we have expanders. Now, expanders take the framework of the game that they're inspired by and then try to, as the name implies, expand on it, add more to it, whether it be more elements, new worlds, just taking the framework and then building upon it, adding more things to do, more variety, but without moving into the areas where they're just combining it with another thing like melders do. Now, where does the Untold Legacy fall on this list? Well, from what we've seen in the artworks, updates, and the claims made by the creators themselves, the game is largely inspired by the Zelda series, a few games from the Zelda series. The art style and the fixed camera angle is very reminiscent of Zelda: A Link to the Past and Minish Cap, while the darker, more mature setting and complex storytelling is more of a trope from Majora's Mask. There's also some of the Breath of the Wild thrown in there with the recipes, cooking, open world settings, various other things like that. Although I have actually found out that this game was in development before Breath of the Wild was released. Now, all of these things would point to the game being a love letter to the Zelda franchise, right? Well, not exactly. Along with the obvious tributes to the Zelda franchise, there are elements that this game contains that the others don't. More of a focus on a range of combat techniques, with abilities and items being used to create, to increase the amount of ways that you can deal with each enemy. The game also mentions a system in which your character will grow as you play the game, through your playstyle and the events that you decide to do, rather than scripted events of character gets through this level, now has this. And there's more of a, if you continually run away from a particular type of enemy, then your character may become more cowardly when he has to deal with that particular type of enemy, which is a nice little gimmick if they can get it to work, that I think sets it apart from a lot of other games. All of this, plus the merging of the cute graphic style and the darker story, pull this game out of the love letter category and put it straight into the expanded category, in my opinion. Now, I just also want to mention that there's nothing wrong with melders, love letters, or expanders. They all have their places, and it would be fine if it landed in any of those categories. This is just, in my opinion, where it fits. Now I'm going to watch the trailer and comment on it a bit. It's not a reaction video because I have watched it before, and for full transparency's sake, I have contributed to the Kickstarter and signed up on the Thunderclap promotion, but that's the limit of my involvement. I haven't been asked to do this video by the guys. They don't even know I'm doing it, and they might not be happy with it, but I wanted to make it anyway, and they can't stop me from uploading it. So, without further ado, I'm going to record me watching the trailer and then just break down a couple of little things about it. Okay, to begin with, we've got here the attention. The trailer you're about to see is of pre-alpha gameplay footage and is not representative of the final product. Because again, Kickstarter, it's not ready yet. Here we go. First up, I like that gaming intro, the design of it, it's all really cool. You brought this on yourself. I love that, like, look how cool and dark that is. It's cutesy, but it's real dark. After everything they've done, you still stand to fight? You have traveled great distances through a portal-looking thing. Oh, look at that. The wolf looks amazing, and the snow world looks cool. There's a little blacksmith man, and the rain, the molten lava place. I like how everything's all, like, wavy because you can see the heat. Struggled for survival. Just looking at that map. You put out the fire and create a... What did you summon that cauldron? And then that mushroom's an enemy! You got another cool wavy effect. This is very Zelda-y, pushing a block onto a button. And now, even this looks kind of dark, but I think it's the music, because the music's really, like, solemn and brooding. It's fantastic. Faced horrors you were unprepared for. Just gonna pause it for a second. This cage-looking dude here, and this guy with the blades, are bosses that I've seen the designs of. This mermaid-looking man over here, I think, was possibly a boss as well, but let's get back to it. Oh, look at that. How cool does that guy look? Unless guy's all gross. Run! Run away! Yes, run away. You have made great allies. I think that's missing an L. Look at this fun fellow over here. Had lost many along the way. So it looks like, oh, look at all the tombstones. He's so sad looking. You continue to adapt, grow, and evolve. Boink! I haven't seen the jumping mechanic work in one of these games too well, but that looks like it's working really good. And look at that, invisible. That, I had read in an update that turning into smoke thing will allow you to go inside a particular enemy, the Steam Knight, which is really cool. And look at this guy, there's the boss. Like, some of these things just look like they're regular bad guys, but they'd be bosses in anything else. You have discovered dormant power within yourself. Oh, he's turning Super Saiyan! And there's Shieldpaw, which I didn't even talk about in the video. Shieldpaw is awesome. He's your little shield friend. So that was the little trailer there, and it looks great. Everything about it is fantastic. So that's the basics of Untold Legacy, and if it lives up to the promises that it's made, I think it's going to be an incredible game. I love the art style, I love the character designs, the enemy designs, the boss designs, the focus on exploration and item, the combat mechanics. There's a lot of creativity and inventiveness that they've put into the game that I think will translate really well if they get it all working. So I'm very much looking forward to it if they hit their goal and it comes out. In addition to that, I will also play the game on the channel because I have kickstarted it, so I should get a copy. For anybody who's hesitant, have a look over more of the stuff that on the actual Kickstarter. I'll put the link in the description so you can get a better feel for it. You can contact the creators of the game on their Discord if you want to discuss with them further. There's also the Thunderclap. There's also the Thunderclap thing that you can sign up to using your social media, where you don't contribute any money, but it does send out a message if they reach enough people, so that it increases the amount of exposure the game gets and hopefully gives them that last push that they need in order to hit the goal. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you're interested in the game, if you're interested in seeing more videos like this, what you thought of this video, and just let me know your thoughts and feelings. Thanks for watching. Ciao for now.